I'm just adjusting. All right. How is everybody this evening? All right. Let me just get squared away here. I doing last minute stuff, of course, like always, but that's what happens. Uh, anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. Just to remind everybody to start with that if we have any problems with the stream, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So just be patient, hang in with me, and you may not get notifications, but I will be back on as quickly as I possibly can. So definitely look for that, okay? Secondly, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So no nastiness in the chat with each other or against me, of course. I mean, that goes without saying. But no, I just, no racism, no nastiness. Completely unnecessary and not going to be tolerated. So just putting that out there ahead of time. If you can't abide by those simple, easy rules, those awesome moderators that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we're just not going to have it. It's just not going to be tolerated. So, and they know what my standards are, and that's why like I said, we're not playing games here. Anyway, so have you ever figured out the invisible deliberate? What I don't know what you're talking. What my chainsaw had? What my chainsaw was fine. I don't know what's. Anyway, so just so people know too, what I did today. Actually, when I got done today, I did share some pictures on Twitter and Instagram, kind of showing you what we got squared away today. Mom and Beck, I'll tell you what, big help. Makes a big difference. Now, obviously, they can't run the chainsaw, but that's okay. Pulling brush and getting that and stuff like that really makes a big difference. So having more people to do things here really, like Mom said today, she had said, "Man, it's just amazing how much we got done today with just working together." And that's what it always comes down to with anything. Just working together, getting things squared away. And so we had a good day. It was in the 60s today, so it was really nice. It eventually got warmer. I eventually took off my sweatshirt because I was like, okay, now I'm getting hot. So, oh, I looked like I was having trouble with it. Just, you know what? It's brand new, and I had just started it. So that was the only problem that, after I got it warmed up, it was fine. I didn't have any other issues with it after that. So that was the beginning. When I just first started getting it going, it was giving me some problems. But because that's the first time I've used that chainsaw. That's the new chainsaw that I got, and so it's just found those folding tables. Oh, 35, cool. Like I said, I paid, it was almost $50 a piece for them. So, I was happy to have them. They're definitely going to be a huge part of the greenhouse and what's going on there. But okay, so before we're gonna talk about the stimulus package, okay, and we're gonna get into that in a second. But before we did that, I wanted to, and I talked about this the other day, and I said I wanted to acknowledge some people. And I just wanted to do this really quickly, okay? Russell Scudera and Nathan Dampier, there's two people. They do a monthly donation on my PayPal. And I just wanted to acknowledge them because both of those guys have been doing that for quite a while. And I've never really, I appreciate it, but I've never come on here and said thank you. So I just wanted to make sure I did with Nathan a while ago, but I wanted to acknowledge both Russell and Nathan for doing that, and I do appreciate that, guys. We had Sharon Galloway and Jerry Maddox also made a donation on PayPal, so I definitely wanted to acknowledge both of them as well. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. I do appreciate that. When you do it that way, honestly, when you go to PayPal and do it that way, YouTube doesn't get their cut. YouTube takes a 30% cut of anything that is donated. Like with the super chat and stuff like that, they definitely get their share, which it is what it is, but anyway, so really productive day here today. I was really, really pleased. I was really like, I have been chomping at the bit to get outside and get going. That whole front area of my property, when we first bought the property, what we had done is we had a bunch of trees taken out, and Bill, my bulldozer guy, had pushed all those trees to the front of the property. And so when he did that, that's where they've sat, and the shrubbery and and all that kind of stuff has been sitting there for almost 7 years. Okay, so it's been sitting there for a long time, and so I want to clean that whole front out because I think realistically, I think it could look like a park up there. I think it could look really, really nice. So getting rid of a lot of the overgrowth. That one tree that is definitely dead, that had all the vines in it from the grapevines. That one's coming out of there. And like I said, I posted some pictures on Instagram. So if you're not part of my Instagram already, it's Prepper Nurse One, or yeah, Prepper Nurse One. Okay, on Instagram, Prepper Nurse One, also on Twitter. So anybody that has those are going to see like extra pictures that everybody else is not going to see. So just so you guys know, it's just something a little extra there. So posted like 4 pictures on Instagram, and I just put one up on Twitter. But so anyway, so that was that. But yeah, it was fun. We had a good day. Tomorrow they're calling for rain, which I'm absolutely hoping that it happens, and I'm going to tell you why. So my thought process, I've been looking at like the extended forecast, what's coming up. We have like, it's a rainy mix tomorrow, but mostly rain is what they're calling for. We have Friday, it's going to be like 35, but sunny. And then we're in the 50s on Saturday. We're in the 60s after that. And we have like a week straight of 60-degree weather. And so, I am absolutely planning on getting out and riding, but I need a good rain to wash all that salt off the road. Up here in New York, they use salt. And if you have a bike, you don't want that salt eating your bike up. And so that's why I'm really hoping we get a really good, steady rain tomorrow. And that would be a good thing. So, but yeah, but like I said, we're going to have a lot of stuff going on outside, a lot of stuff getting done. And I'm really, really excited about all of that. So it's going to be an interesting, busy year. But that whole front area is going to be part of a major project, and there's a lot of work to be done in that area, and it'll get done. So anyway, okay, so who wants to get into the whole stimulus thing? I think that I couldn't find, and I just want you guys to know, it's like I found different numbers and stuff like that, but I was looking online, and I could not find the exact breakdown for the whole 1.9 trillion. It's this number and this much money and that much money. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to talk about all that. But they had a $1.9 trillion supposed rescue package, right? It's a rescue package. But where's all the money going? Okay, so we're going to get into that, which I think is really, really interesting, the things that I did find on here. So obviously, one of the things that they're giving out is the $1,400 stimulus checks. So if you are making up to $75,000 a year, or for a couple it's $150,000, you are eligible to get the stimulus check. So if you're a couple, obviously you get the 2 checks, so you'll get $2,800, and then you get for each child as well, right? And so like my daughter being, now this is a difference between this stimulus check this time, because when they did the first one where it was $1,200, if you had a college age student, too bad. If they were not under 17, you got nothing. But this time, because I, still supporting my daughter, I will get that money for her as well. But obviously, I will give that $1,400 to her. So, but anyway, so the $1,400 stimulus checks equals $400 billion. That's what they broke it down to. Yeah, send you $1,400, then raise your taxes. Well, of course. Think about this, guys. Just the gas prices alone. Think about the gas prices alone. Your $1,400 can get eaten up real quick if you're driving back and forth to work every single day. It is just ridiculous what they're doing. I mean, I know that when, like right now, the gas prices are at 2.85 a gallon here in New York, and I did recently see 2.89. And when Trump was still in office, it was 2.25. So, that's a huge difference, 60 cents just from January to now. That's a huge increase, per gallon. 309 a gallon in El Polo, Texas. Or, I mean, Pennsylvania. Why was I thinking that? I don't know. Okay, so 309 in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's going to get worse. Well, I've seen that the gas prices in California is absolutely insane. 149 a liter here in Newfoundland. Wow. Yeah, that's expensive. Over 350 in California. Okay, there you go. Yep. Bought some silver today with my President Bumbles bucks. Also, you got your check already? Visit Rizza good. You know what? I still never got the $600 stimulus from December. So I find that interesting. I'll be curious to see, if this one comes in. I hope it does. That would be really, really nice. But yeah, but anyway, like I said, everything's going up exponentially, but they're giving you $1,400. Big deal, right? How far is that going to go? So, but they're taxing the crap. This is what blows me away. Absolutely blows me away. So with Trump in office, taxes were not going to be high. Taxes were not going to be increased, right? Gas prices were going to be cheap, right? Continue to be cheap. But Biden basically said, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to raise your taxes. He said that. But because Mr. Trump put out hurtful tweets that hurt my feelings, and my feelings were hurt, so I voted for Biden. People are morons. I'm sorry. People are morons. You don't vote with your feelings, okay? You should not be voting with your feelings. You should be looking at policies, and that's my opinion, okay? But, he said hurtful things in tweets. Oh, well, unbelievable. Oh, okay. So $400 billion goes for the stimulus alone, right? So that's fantastic. They're doing, they're keeping the $300 a week weekly unemployment benefit through September 6th, because that was supposed to end here in March. So they kept that going. Anybody on unemployment gets that extra $300 a week through September. All right. Then they get tax breaks on $10,000 of unemployment benefits. Okay. So that's part of it as well. Anybody making $80,000 or more, or $160,000 or more as a couple gets no stimulus. Hey Tim, pray, prep, pray. Buy silver and gold. Plan for tomorrow. Don't depend on the government. Depend on yourself. I agree with you. Dependent on yourself. Absolutely. Continue to prep. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. And thank you for the statement as well. Yeah, we need to be counting on ourselves. I want to get into what after I talk about this. I really want to get into what my thoughts are, moving forward. Okay, so right now, the unemployment, they continue to get the extra $300 a week through the September 6th. They're also doing a child tax credit, $3,000 a year for each child, 6 to 17, $3,600 for children under 6 years old, and that's for each kid. Okay, which I don't have a problem with that, because if anybody has children, they know how expensive raising children are. Especially once they get into be teenagers, they eat like a horse. So yeah, especially boys eat like crazy. They never stop eating, and be skinny little bean poles while they do it, but that's okay. Let's see, 350 billion is going to be going to states, cities, tribal governments, and U.S. territories. Okay, so of that, they're giving billions of dollars to these different states. Now, with everything that is happening, 26 states have stated they have a decreased or lost revenue as far as overall from the previous year with tax revenue. So they're, they're hurting as far as that financially goes. So, and I guarantee I know one of those states is that's the 26 that made less in taxes, and that would be New York for sure. Okay. Yep. Until September 6th, Granny Prepper. Yep. September 6th is when they said. Okay. Um, so let's see. Okay, for housing assistance, you got 20 billion going for emergency rental assistance and other relief for the homeless. Another 10 billion is going to mortgages and home ownership assistance. Let's see. There is 105 billion going for coronavirus testing, contact tracing, increasing the size of the public health workforce, in funding vaccine distribution in the supply chains. That's a ton of money going for that, which, you know, that's fine. But that's a ton of money going out for that. 130 billion is going to go to keep kids in schools from K through 12 to get them back into schools and get the schools reopened. They got 40 billion is going for colleges and higher education programs. And it's supposed to help the kids out. Well, we'll see if that money actually goes to help the students out. You got 1 billion for Head Start programs, and so for low income families, and stuff like that. Now, here's one I got a problem with. Huge problem with this. Okay, before the virus happened, you had a lot of these pension programs were failing. Okay, a lot of pension programs were not doing well, and so now we've just bailed them out with $86 billion for failing pension programs. So all these different companies that did not manage their money correctly to take care of their people that have worked their butts off their whole lives for them, they get $86 billion bailout to help go ahead and support those people for years to come. We'll see how long that lasts. We'll see how much of that money actually goes to help people. That would be very, very interesting. 510 million for FEMA for emergency food and shelter programs. 10 billion for infrastructure programs to help local governments continue crucial capital projects. Now, what does that have to do with getting things squared away as far as this is supposed to be relief fund to help people? That's just pet projects. $10 billion is going for pet projects. Different politicians have in their states that they got put into this. $10 billion, okay? Let's see. It makes all coronavirus-related student loan relief tax-free. I thought that was an interesting one. Oh, but here's the best part, okay? Amtrak. Amtrak is getting $1.7 billion. Well, of course, that's very important that we give Amtrak $1.7 billion. I wonder how much money Amtrak slid into the right hands to get that kind of package. That's unbelievable amount of money. Unbelievable amount of money, okay? Let's see. You got 1.25 billion for summer enrichment for students, 1.25 billion for after-school programs, 3 billion for education technology, 8.5 billion is going to provider-related programs to assist rural healthcare providers. You got $14 billion going to just for administering and distribution of the vaccine. 48 billion is going for testing and contact tracing. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So here's there's a 15% increase in SNAP benefits through the end of September to help people, which I don't have a problem with because there's a lot of people hurting. So 15% for that. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is one I find interesting. Loans for socially disadvantaged farmers and ranchers who belong to groups that have faced ethnic or racial discrimination. I like that. That's really broad. That could be anybody, to be honest with you. So they're going to give loans to people, but of course, it's going to be based on whatever they decide to base it on. Let's see, 135 million for the endowment of the arts, because of course that has so much to do with helping people and helping with the virus, right? 135 million for the National Enrichment of Humanities, of course, also hugely important. We need to do that. 175 million for the Corporation of Public Broadcast. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is stuff that's just ridiculous little perks in there to help out who they want to help out. 28.6 billion is going for grants for restaurants. That I don't have a problem with. Restaurants have been decimated with this whole thing, unbelievably so. Let's see. Convicted murderers on death row will get a stimulus check. I saw that, EV3 Dale. Yeah, yeah, screw the money for foreign countries. I agree with that 100% as well. I think it's ridiculous the amount of money that we give other countries when we're in debt up to here and we can't even take care of our own people. The whole package, in my opinion, okay, the cities and the states, they should not be getting squat. They should not be getting any $350 billion, okay? That should be going to help people. That's what it should be going to, not for them to spend it as they wish and stuff like that. So, yeah, and Amtrak is government. Okay, well, Mark Webb just said Amtrak is government. Okay, well, that's a lot of money going to that, though. But I'm sure that there was palms grease to have that happening. Buffet restaurants in my town now have inside seating. Oh, that's cool. Very good. Let's see. Flint still has no clean water. Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing? You look at what's going on down in Mississippi. They're still having problems down in Mississippi as well after this last fiasco, and nobody talks about that. Where's the money going to help make sure the water's clean? I mean, it's just, I want people to think about something. At some point, okay, you have billions of dollars going to help people that have not paid the rent. You have billions of dollars going to, help people with mortgages and those type of stuff, okay? At some point, all that's going to end. At some point, it's going to end. You cannot continue to borrow and borrow and borrow forever and ever and ever and think everything is going to be fantastic and everything's going to be okay. It does not work that way. It just doesn't work that way. So it just, what, no money for Canada? Right, exactly. I can't believe it. Why didn't we bail Canada out too? We could do that. It's well, Canada's taking care of their people way better than we are here in the U.S. I'll tell you that right now. As far as, but again, at some point, all that's got to end. At some point, the perks and all the giveaways, that's got to end at some point. And the problem, and I've talked about this so many times that I feel like I talk about it till I'm blue in the face. Infrastructure in this country, and not 10 billion for pet projects. That's not what I'm talking about, because that's nothing. That is nothing. I'm talking about putting a serious amount of money into our electrical grid, our waterways, okay, roads and bridges. Let's really see, 10, I think I said 10 billion or 20 billion for that. Let me just look and see what I said. 10 billion. Realistically, that's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket of what we need. We need trillions to go into infrastructure. And I want you to think about this. If we pass something that would be strictly infrastructure related for this country, you know how many people we would put to work in good paying jobs, high paying jobs? It'd be unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hey, Freddie left you. I'm so disappointed in Americans and New Yorkers. What a bunch of cowards we have become to allow this. You're right. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. It just is, it can't continue. It is not sustainable. Thank you very much for the donation too, by the way. I do appreciate that. It's not, Canada just passed a bill giving mentally ill people ability to ask to be suicide by home. Oh, assisted suicide. Wow, I did not know they did that. Uh, that's another tactic of Nazi Germany too, by the way. Just so you know, they made the call that the mentally ill were put down, and that's exactly what they did. They went in and took those people and they put those people down. So be careful, Ed. You're making sense about the infrastructure. You might get banned again. Yeah, right. I know. Heaven forbid, that I actually, tell the truth and say where the money should be going. Well, look at all the money they gave to the airlines. I mean, as well. How, you know, I have a real problem with big businesses getting so much money all the time. You look at when we bailed the banks out, okay? And that was all taxpayer dollars. We get no bailouts. If you don't, and think, I want you to think about where does this money end up going? A lot of this money, okay? A lot of this money is going right back, distribution, getting the vaccinations to get it out there. Who's getting that money? Oh, wow, big pharma. Congratulations. You know, unbelievable, unbelievable. Not just death row, but all prisoners get a check. Yes, yep, all of them do. Hey, Jessica, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, but it is just, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy out there with what is going on and what they're doing, and it's not sustainable. It's just not. We can't keep doing this and think that this is going to go on forever and ever and ever. At some point, the unemployment benefits are going to run out. At some point, a lot of these people that have, through no fault of their own, have lost their jobs and unable to get work, they're going to be like, that's it. Then they're going to be cut off. And how are they supposed to take care of things then? It's scary. It's scary. Golden parachute for the top retiring executives. Oh yeah, they always get taken care of. Yep. Yeah. Why are prisoners getting anything? Exactly. I don't get that either. It makes no sense. Biden's next stimulus is to build back plan is a $3 trillion plan, similar to FDR. Ah, okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, but again, where's all this money coming from? You can't continue to borrow and borrow and borrow, and at some point, the chickens, as they say, come home to roost. There has to be a reckoning at some point. There has to be. You cannot just. You just can't keep doing this. It's just not. It's absolutely crazy. Canada is a socialist country. They don't stick their noses where it doesn't belong like we do. We don't need UBI, but quality full-time jobs is better. Like I said, we need to make sure, and I've said this before, if you give people a reason, you give them hope, number one, hope. You give them a, self-worth. I know it's a hard thing to think about, having people have some self-worth. That's what we need. That's what we need. If you give people decent jobs, train them properly, get them out there, get them working, the way that their own self-esteem will just like go through the roof. Once you have a decent job and you can make decent living, that's where it needs to go. Hey, Jessica, when the clash comes, say nothing. Yeah, right. Thank you very much for the donation. Pamela Sherry, my son is a 19-year-old in college with a job in bills. He's not getting a penny. Total BS. He should be. Absolutely. He should be getting. Freddie left you. I lost $45,000 and counting since last March. Had a gym business, a coaching job, and a DJ business. Nobody I know gives a crap about anyone struggling. You know what? And I totally get it. I understand exactly what you're saying. That's happening all over the place. Let's see. Tim just got sold last month, built a chicken coop last week with hens, laying fresh eggs, built a greenhouse. Food prices are and will become a big issue. I agree with you 100%. I think we're in for some really, really rough times, and I don't think people have any idea how bad it's truly going to get. I don't think that they do. Again, economic collapse is a real viability that could absolutely happen. Okay. Again, my biggest concern, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, if we have, you look at all the cyber attacks that we've had, okay, and continue to have all the time, it's always going on. A lot of stuff they probably sweep under the bridge and don't tell you as much as what is actually happening. But the problem is, if you have a grid down situation, it would destroy this country because people are not ready for it. They're not. And if we have food shortages, so somebody said famine is coming. That's Tim just said that again. Famine is coming. You know, we're in big trouble, big trouble. And it amazes me how many people are walking around with the rose-colored glasses on, thinking everything's going to be fine, everything's going to be perfect, no problems, and they're doing absolutely nothing to help themselves. And that's the biggest thing that I think that we need to be focusing on, is helping ourselves. You know, take the stimulus money, you know, invest it in whatever you need to do for prepping. I think that's a great thing to do. Okay. Don't be surprised. Birdie Bear just said war as well. Exactly. Do not be surprised if we don't end up in a war. That would not shock me in any way, shape, or form. You know, wouldn't shock me. And I think, like I said, and you know, and in the meantime, okay, so I got to bring this topic up. This is something real. Before I do, though, we're at 950 in the chat, guys. We're at 335 on the thumbs up. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to shoot a thumbs up, and I appreciate if you would do that to show support for the channel. Again, thank you for that ahead of time. Also, it really does help with the algorithms, so thank you for that reason as well. And you know, pushes up higher in the rankings the more interaction we have. So more thumbs up, the better. Also, again, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So, but that's okay. You know, that's part of the game. So I thank you for that reason as well. Real quick before I get into this next point, which I think is really, really interesting, it blows me away what our society is going through and doing. It's unbelievable. Okay, but we're going to get into that in a second. I just want to talk about my website real quick. PrepperNurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community, which is a resource there to connect with like-minded people. Free to join, does not cost anything. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. Definitely take advantage of that. If you just want to go and read the message boards and stuff like that, check that out, okay? Also, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. Definitely take advantage of them there. If you see their logo on my website at PrepperNurse1.com, you click on that, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1. You will save yourself 15% when you check out. So every little bit helps. So definitely take advantage of that as well. And of course, last but not least, on my website, if you go there, you click on store, it drops down. You'll see Legacy Foods. You click on that. The freeze-dried foods that we have there, definitely take advantage of that too. It's a great prep item to have. I think I got to talk to my IT guy because he's the one that's got to put everything up there. But I think I'm going to start a sale probably starting Friday with the Legacy freeze-dried foods. So definitely wait for that. And I will definitely be throwing a sale out there for you guys. And that way, if you decide you want to take some of that stimulus money and put it into freeze-dried foods, good thing to have, to be honest with you. 25-year shelf life, GMO-free. It is vegan as well. They do have meat products available, chicken and beef. Again, really tasty food, the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies as well. So just putting that all out there, getting that out of the way. So let's talk about the Grammys, which I did not watch because I don't watch. Well, first of all, I don't have television, number one. Number two, I don't watch any of those award shows anyway where they all pat themselves on the back of how wonderful they are. So I don't know if some of you saw it. I saw some pictures posted on Facebook. Cardi B was on the Grammys and did what she did on there. Okay. Disgusting, in my opinion, what she did. Absolutely disgusting. And that's supposed to be wholesome family entertainment. Okay. And now she's got into a big fight with Candace Owens. And Candace Owens is actually suing her because the woman, Cardi B, lied about stuff. So unbelievably ridiculous. you have this cancer culture going, or cancel culture that is going on right now. Uh, Mr. Potato Head cannot be Mr. Potato Head anymore. He has to be gender neutral, which is ludicrous. Okay. You have Pepe Le Pew is gone, which is also crazy. Hey, Red Wolves 2015. Hey, Ed, I was given my hold on a second. I'm giving you a donation from my stimulus check to help you out. I think our taxes are going to increase. We're going to have to pay this money back one way or another uh, to the boogeyman, which I think is China. You know what? Thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that, and I agree with you. There's going to be a reckoning at some point for all this money, because if they continue to borrow it and just continue to bloat this up, it's going to make the dollar worthless. We're going to end up looking like Venezuela. That's what's going to end up happening. And then people are going to lose their minds. They're going to lose their minds. So, but anyway, so uh, she got into this big thing with Candace Owens, and I think Candace Owens is awesome. Of course, what do they go after? What does people like Cardi B go after? She goes after the fact that Candace Owens is married to a white man. Oh my God, how horrible! She's married to a white man. Who cares? Who cares who you're married to? That should have no bearing on what kind of person somebody is because they married outside their race. It's happening a lot. If people weren't aware, just so you guys know, it happens quite a bit. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And we have this cancel culture going on right now. Dr. Seuss books is part of it as well. It is insanity. This is insanity. And again, is all the markings again of what Nazi Germany did. You cancel out what you don't want. You erase what history you don't agree with. Overly sensitive about different things. Have to have an enemy. Got to have, now in Nazi Germany, it was the Jews. The Jews were the enemy, right? Right now in the United States, you know who the enemy is? White people. We get blamed for everything. I don't know if you guys saw this. McDonald's and Coca-Cola, for higher management positions, will no longer be hiring white people. Now, I saw that. If that is untrue, then I am wrong and I will apologize. But if somebody can confirm that, because I did see that information put out there, that they said that McDonald's and Coca-Cola will not be hiring white people for higher management positions. So if I'm wrong on that, please, do you have a link for your website or the Berkey system? Well, my website is always down in the description. You will always see the link there and down in the description, along with my email is always in the description as well. So, but I don't have a link for the Berkey. I am not hooked up with Berkey at all. I use the Berkey water system, love the Berkey water system, but I think Candace Owens just had a baby, if I'm not mistaken. I think she just had a baby. But yeah, it's just like, and it was like the big thing with the two of them going back and forth, and now Candace Owens is going to sue Cardi B, which I don't blame her, because she already had the baby. I thought she did too. But yeah, it's just it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy what's going on. And again, it reminds me when you have social media, which would be like back in Germany, which would have been the news. And even like our newspapers and our, radio stations, that cancel culture. If you go against anything, or if you stand up, a great example would be Sharon Osbourne standing up for Piers Morgan, stating realistically he has the right to his own opinion. Oh my God, how horrible that she would say that. She's been canceled now. I mean, it's crazy. What I find insane, and this is what I absolutely find insane, if you are white and you say anything out of line, you are gone. Okay. But if you're black or any other color, you can say whatever you want and that's okay. And, they let it go. And I think that's ridiculous too. Let's have the same standard for everybody all along the board. If you're going to make a game and you're going to play a game and have it for everybody, that should be the same game for everyone right across the board. Coca-Cola had a seminar about how not to be so white. They got leaked out. Yes, I did see that. That definitely, I saw that. What do you think about the water freedom system? Supportable water maker from air. I have not seen that, John, and so I can't really give you an opinion. But there's always humidity, there's always moisture in the air. So, I'm sure that that's something that is doable, but how would that taste? That would be my, question with that. I don't know how that would taste. But yeah, it's easier just to cancel someone rather than be real. Jen A just said that. You're right. And it is nuts. It's absolutely nuts now. But now, like I said, the thing, it is true. Coke and McDonald's said 15% had to be other than white. Okay, 15%. I got you. And I'm sorry, but you know what? Here's my thought on. And I've said this before, and I always say that because I'm repeating myself constantly. If you have a job, the best qualified people should get that job, in my opinion. Okay, because it makes it better that way. You don't give extra points based on sex or religion or race or any of that type of stuff. You shouldn't get any extra points. Go it on your merits. If that meant that the entire police force was Asian because they scored the highest and got the best scores on those tests, that's who your police force should be. Okay, that's just how it, in my opinion, that's how it should be. Okay, if you were smart enough to do a certain job, you should be able to get that job. Unfortunately, the insanity of today is just it's crazy. It is crazy. All right, so what we're going to do really quick, guys, we're going to go ahead and do an egg count, but we got 1,000 people in the chat. We're 481 on the thumbs up. Again, I'm going to ask real quick, if you have not shot a thumbs up, to shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate that. Also, it really does help with the algorithm. So the higher up we get with thumbs up and interaction, it makes it better for the channel. Also, again, I like to see a lot of thumbs up is the third reason. So thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for doing that as well. Now, I'll give you the rundown on the eggs. 2 days ago, we had 14 eggs, which was the most that we've had so far this year. 14 eggs is what we got 2 days ago. Yesterday, I got 2 eggs. 2 days ago, bright sunny day, beautiful day. Yesterday was overcast and cloudy all day, and we only ended up with 2 eggs yesterday. So today's guess, what do you guys think we ended up with today? And I'll give you a minute to make your guesses here. All right, if you had the same exact guess as Jen Boyles with an even dozen, we ended up with a dozen eggs today. We had 12. But it was a sunny day. It was nice. And so really, really good. Good day. I'm real happy with a dozen eggs. No problem. No, I'll take that every day. So I have... Hey, Trevor, thank you very much for the donation, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We have 17 hens and 2 roosters is what I have right now. But I think some of my hens are getting older. And I have 2 in cripple camp. So I have the 2 over there. I call it cripple camp. I'm sorry if that's insensitive and offensive to people with disabilities. I apologize ahead of time. It was not meant to be in any way derogatory to crippled chickens. How's the beat up chicken doing? The one, Bryce, the one snuck back in with the rest of the crew today. And so I'm going to kind of keep an eye on her and see what happens with her. The other one is not doing well at all. If they attack that other one again, like they did before, I might just put her down, because there's obviously a reason why they are attacking her. So I'm going to check on her tomorrow and They are not crippled. They are feather challenged. Right. They're feather challenged. That's right. Oh my God, that's funny. Well, they got to, if they're feather challenged, they have to go to cripple camp. So, too funny. But the other one, she's messed up. She is messed up. So, unfortunately, I think that she's going to have to be put down because she's not getting better. And so, it's I'm not happy about that. Like I said, I like my animals, so I don't want to, I don't want to have to do that. But unfortunately, it's what happens. Send your chickens to Taekwondo classes. There you go. That'll help them. But you know what, Gene? I actually, hold on, guys. I got to show you something. Hold on. All right, I got to show you guys. I got some stuff in the mail. So I need more saddles. Well, here's one of them. This is a saddle. So let me just pull this out. So that's a nice heavy duty saddle. So, and then I can put that on. It's got the snaps. I can adjust it. So that is definitely something that's going to be a good saddle. And then also it says hen healer. And let's see if this, I got to see if this says who it came from. Hold on. I just got this one the other day. Let's see. It doesn't say who sent this, so I don't know who sent that, but whoever sent that, thank you so much. I did want to show you also, I got a couple other things that came in the P.O. box. And I've been waiting. Here is a mug that came, and this came, hold on a second. Actually, it might be, this is Tina. I won't say your last name, Tina, but thank you so much for that mug. That's awesome. I will definitely use that. That is very, very cool. I appreciate that. And she had a card here as well. Thought you might enjoy this mug because I know how much you love your animals, even your chickens. Hope you like it. Give Caesar, Pandora, Hella, and all the kitties a nice petting on my behalf. All right. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. That is awesome, and I definitely will use that. Then I got to show you what else came here. And these are also, these are pot holders that came, which is pretty cool. Definitely can always use more pot holders. And then here is another chicken saddle. All right. So yeah, I needed more chicken saddles. I got more chicken saddles. Also, we got the Farmer's Almanac came. And there's two different kinds. That's the Old Farmer's Almanac, and this is Harris Farmer's Almanac. Okay, so those two came. And this came from, hold on a second. All right, this came from Todd, Heather, and Hayden. You guys are in Ohio, and I won't say any more than that, but thank you very much. And they sent a card as well. Let me just do that real quick. And I will show you the front of that card. All right. Challenges don't stand a chance around you. And then they wrote a really nice note on here. Thank you guys so much. And I'm not going to read all the note, but you guys are awesome. I appreciate that. The gifts are great. Very kind of you to send those. But yeah, I got a couple other chickens that are, being overused. So I definitely will be using the saddles on those as well. Um, you know, so, so thank you very much for the gifts. And the mug will be used. Absolutely. So you guys are awesome. So I do appreciate that. And thank you. But this is a swab for their backs. This one that came. And hold on, I'll show you. Oh, it's blue. So there's that. Okay. So we will cover that back up. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you guys as well because I thought that was pretty cool. And but I meant it. I had these sitting here, except for the stuff that just came the other day. The last live stream, I had them sitting here. never showed them. So some chickens are asking what are chicken saddles? Please explain what chicken saddle. Okay, for those of you that don't know what a chicken saddle is, you have their back of the chicken gets so here's the chicken's back and all their feathers because they're getting rode too much by the roosters or they're getting pecked or whatever the case may be. So all their feathers on their back are gone. So what you do is with these little strings, you put it around their wings and then that sits on their back like that saddle, and this goes under their wings so that it doesn't come off. And then when the rooster or jumps up on them, they're not getting torn up. So that's how that works on the chicken. They're really, really good to have. I thought, with now the two less roosters there, that hopefully things will get better. We'll have to see what happens, but but that's it. That's what that's all about. But anyway, so hold on a second. But I want to get back to what I was talking about. When you have the news media and you have social media in our generation, obviously, dictating what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And it's basically whoever decides to make those decisions, that's an issue. Okay. If we're supposedly having free speech in this country, having difference of opinions, when you have a society where if you don't agree with the opinions of other people, that you're canceled, that you are, dismissed, that you're considered crazy, or whatever the case may be, that's not how it's supposed to be. Now, the whole thing, like I know at one point somebody had asked me if I followed QAnon, right? And way too many conspiracy theory stuff for me, for my taste, wasn't my thing. So I didn't watch them. All right. Turns out, obviously, that there was none of the stuff that he was saying was happening. When you have, and I want you to think about this, and this is not strictly a Republican or a Democrat. This is a human being issue. When you have people that have mental health issues, and there are plenty of them out there, okay, a lot of them out there. When you have these people that are disturbed to begin with, and then because of whatever propaganda is being put out there on either side, that they get so caught up in it and they can't get away from it. They can't think outside that, and they're locked into that thought pattern. That's a huge, huge problem. That's a huge problem. So, how much more do you have to see to realize there is no more free speech? Yeah, well, pretty much. Absolutely. Yeah, free speech is definitely going out the window. And that was Katrina D asked that question. Yeah, it's just, well, you look at what happened to me with getting a strike, and I am being monitored big time since then. And, I'm going to still speak my mind. Certain topics, obviously, I'm not going to touch with a 10-foot pole because I don't want to get another strike. But yeah, crazy people don't know that they're crazy yet. Well, it's funny that you say that, Stephen. I was talking to a buddy of mine. I said, hey, I know I'm crazy. Me and Reese were going back and forth. He's like, yeah, I know I'm crazy too. I said, but that's okay. So I guess I'm okay because I know that I'm crazy. But it's just, it saddens me watching what's going on. It really, really does around the world. It saddens me watching people continuously being oppressed, not given a chance to. Yeah, they make them president, right? Um, Not given a chance to, break out of whatever environment because they are so beaten down that they won't even try. That's sad. To me, that's sad because I'm telling you, when I talk about that anybody can do anything that they want to do and they can accomplish any goal that they want to accomplish, I mean that because we all can. If we all work hard, and strive towards things, and you know, you don't have to have the latest and the greatest of this, that, or the other thing. You don't. That's not that doesn't bring you happiness. When you see these people, and I want you guys to think about this, okay? So we see these celebrities and and Hollywood types or whatever, and they essentially have everything. I mean, money, fame, a lot of influence, the whole nine yards. Most of them are miserably unhappy. They're miserably unhappy. A lot of them are drug addicts. They're doing all kinds of whacked out, stupid stuff, and you wonder why. Because they seemingly have everything, but they're unhappy because it's like that's not what makes you happy. I'm going to tell you what. To me, give me my simple life that I have, my property. Let me do my stuff around. I'm going to tell you what, like just today, with me, mom, and Beck working together, and we do as much as we can, as much as we feel like doing, or whatever the case may be, and having that accomplishment, man, it feels really, really good. And it made me so happy today. And like I said, with the three of us working together, that made me happy. It's simple little things like that. And at one point, Becky can only do so much. And, mom was still out there pulling brush and stuff like that. And I was making a trip back, and Becky says, man, mom's a real go-getter, isn't she? I mean, my mom's 77 years old, and she is just thrilled. She's like, feels so good to be outside. And that's simple things. Simple things can make us happy. And a day like today, the sun was out, it was high 50s, low 60s here today. It felt wonderful. And, just to be able to be outside and to be active and doing something positive and making our place better. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. And the best part, and like what I was saying to mom and Beck, because Beck was like, yeah, Ed, I'm sorry, I'm done for today. I said, Beck, that's fine. Don't worry. We're not punching a time clock. There's no thing that says we have to be done with this by this point. There's nothing that says that. We go at our pace, whatever we feel like doing, that's what we're going to do. Ed, did you give mom a beer or two after you wore her out from working? Actually, she had a root beer today. To be honest with you, she didn't want a beer today. So she just had a root beer. So, but yeah, it was fun. Today was fun. Oh, okay. Couple things I want to mention too, real quickly. Bizariza Jizza. Okay. JJ, if you throw his link up there, guys, go over to his channel, support his channel. He's got a series that he's doing right now, an EMP series. Really doing well with that series. It's very entertaining to listen to. Gives you food for thought, makes you think. And that's what all these things should be doing. They should make you think. So definitely go over there and show him some support. Icky Can up in Canada, it's ICKYCAN. If you type that in, ICKYCAN, Icky Can. He's up in Canada. He has his homestead up there. He's working on things up there. Definitely, that the 1 second after, that's a great series. Viking Prepper, that whole series was an awesome series. And it really makes you think. Really makes you think. So guys, go show support for those two guys. Icky up in Canada, he's got a very small channel. He's got about 1,300 people, subscribers. Let's try to bump him up and get him up higher. Excuse me. Very down to earth gentleman. Really nice person. I'm proud to call him my friend, and good guy. Okay. Also, we got Marfugal News, which is out on the West Coast. Absolutely show them some support too. Tell them the Prepper Nurse One sent you. They share a lot of good information out there. So definitely listen to. There's so many good channels out there. Angry Prepper would be another one. Magic Prepper is another one. There's a couple more good channels. If you don't mind us swearing with Angry Prepper, he's very enjoyable, very, very smart man, fun to listen to. And but yeah, there's just so many good channels out there. You have Sean, or not Sean, is it Sean? Up in Canada, Sean James, up in Canada, awesome channel. He's starting his new homestead, out there, very, very cool. Watching this guy do what he does is amazing. Okay, so there's another one that I highly, highly recommend. Again, tell him Prepper Nurse One sent you over. Check him out. Great, great channel. Unbelievable, talented individual and very, very hard worker. But Q was a sham by the leftists to make conservatives look crazy. It was just they manipulated people. People like that, that's what they do. They manipulate people. When there's nothing, no proof to back up what somebody's saying, you should always question that. Always question that. There's always going to be propaganda. There's always going to be false people telling you that, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And then they always end up moving the goalpost farther away, again. Let's see. Is anyone having a lot of thefts in their towns, cars and catalytic converters being stolen left and right? Really? Jeff Bacon just said that. Well, I'm going to tell you what, theft is up huge. They're doing, so many of these states are doing catch and release. They're not dealing with these problems with these criminals, and the criminals know that. So they feel that they have full reign and they can do whatever they want. Ed Robin Williams, we all thought had it made, great actor. Oh, hold on a second. I want to read that. And he takes his own life. Yep, exactly. Bryce just said that. Yep. Yeah. Robin Williams seemingly had it made, and he was so miserably unhappy that he took his own life. Very, very sad. A lot of singers have done that too. Linkin Park was one, the lead singer for Linkin Park. Also, oh my God, guy that sang Black Hole Sun. I can't think of his name. But yeah, there's so many of them, and it is such a waste, and they had families and everything else as well. Very, very sad. Yeah, I think Robin did have a disease, and I think that Chris Cornwell. Yep, exactly. Yep, he was awesome too. Yep, Nirvana lead singer, he killed himself too. I mean, and these guys had the world. I mean, hugely talented, especially the singers. Both of those guys were fantastic singers, and just a shame, just an absolute shame. And but again, it just goes to show you that fame and all the money in the world doesn't make you happy. I'm going to tell you, like I said, for me, give me that simple stuff. Let me have my family. Let me have people that I care about. Let me take care of the ones that I love. Let me work on my projects. I mean, you guys have no idea. And I get up every day, and I am so blessed. And I say that all the time because I'm able to get up every day. I don't have to punch that 9 to 5 clock anymore, which I don't miss that at all, I'll be honest with you. And I get to, Ollie, I like Ollie, why are you looking for a date? Is that why you're asking that question, Ollie? No, it's all right. You could have left his comment up there, JJ. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I think he was looking for a date. You might have to look elsewhere, Ollie, because that's not going to happen on this end. But that's like petty little childish stuff that people like to do. But that's okay, But I'm able to get up, work with my animals, work on my projects, do the things that I want to do around here. Plus, hopefully, teaching people, that this is a very doable lifestyle. It is hard work. It's not easy. Not everybody can do it. Oh, pinball preparedness. Yep, there's another channel, guys. It's a good channel. Yep, absolutely. So, excuse me. I'm going to strongly, strongly encourage everybody that's watching, continue to prep, continue to get ready. We never know what's going to happen, guys. We really don't. And after 37 years, RN retiring, can't wait. Yeah, Judy, I don't blame you. You know what? Nursing a long, long time myself, over 30 years of nursing myself, and I just had enough. Had enough of the politics, and Oh, Lewy body dementia for Robin Williams. So, yeah. So, but anyway, like I said, doing what I'm doing here is a very doable thing. And if you work hard, Kurt Cobain, he had a problem with heroin. Yeah, a lot of them have problems with drugs. A lot of them have problems with drugs because what I think a lot of people don't understand, like 9 times out of 10, a drug addict, an alcoholic, somebody that's got, hardcore, the drugs and the drinking are the band-aid because they don't want to deal with their problems. What they don't realize a lot of times is when you use alcohol or drugs to mask that problem, you create more problems. So that problem's still there. Now you have drug addiction and you have alcoholism on top of it, which affects everybody around them. So there's huge problems with that. So I think a lot of times they need to focus on the underlying problem of why they do what they do. Treat the addiction, but treat the reason for the addiction as well. And I'm not making excuses for everybody, but Ed, more shirts coming. Where's the merch? Oh, you know what? I still got to do that. I know I haven't done it yet. I apologize. That's just being lazy on my part. I'll be honest. Not making any kind of excuses at all. I got to get merchandise back up for you guys, and I will. Just hang in there with me. I will. And it's I have no excuse. So if I took a couple of days, sat down and banged it out, it'll happen. But again, no excuse. So Michael Stanley passed a couple of weeks ago. Cleveland's best, the Michael Stanley band. Did not know that, so don't even know who that was. But again, there's so many. It's so sad when you see people that. Again, I always say this, and I know some people hate it when I say this, but I've had people tell me I can't stand it when you say this. But suicide is a permanent problem to a temporary, or a permanent solution to a temporary problem. That's the problem, and it's life sucks sometimes. There's absolutely no doubt. I will be the first to say that. And it comes down to choices, always, always choices. And some things we have no control over. Did you see the government doing another stimulus in the near future? You know what? I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say what their agenda is now. I mean, now that they've passed this stimulus, let's actually see if we get a check this time. That would be helpful. Again, like I said, I never received the $600 stimulus, so But it depends on if they open things back up. If they open things back up and let people go back to work, I don't think you'll see another another stimulus check. But let's see. Alaska Prepper said that last night. Said what last night, Judy Jackson? I'm not sure which, because I've said a lot of things. But does he think there's going to be another stimulus? Is that what you're saying? U.S. doesn't need to worry about being invaded by China, already being invaded in the southern border. Well, that's absolutely happening on North Shore Preparedness. Yeah, absolutely, that's happening. And it's just, what do they say? 13,000 unaccompanied minors. Why? You know, it's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. With everything that's going on, opening the borders, letting all these freaking people in, it's absolutely crazy. You know, we can't take care of everybody. We just can't. We need to focus on taking care of our own people, not taking care of people from the southern hemisphere. It's not our responsibility. It's really not. So, you know, and especially when they're coming up here with all kinds of issues and health issues and diseases and everything else, it's insane. But that just continues to happen. So that's not going to change anytime soon. Biden opened up the centers with cages back up that Trump closed. So who's the bad guy now? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that he did that too. Well, they were the ones. Him and Obama were the ones that opened them up initially. You know, and then they tried to vilify. Of course, well, everything is Trump's fault. We all know that already. He'll continue to be blamed forever for everything. So, do you have? Oh, Point Brian. I don't know what he was talking about. Uh, just take care of the Canadians. Okay, Rob. Yeah, well, it's like I said, it's just there's so many things going on, and a lot of it, I believe, is like smoke and mirrors. It's a lot of it is distractions to get you focused on other things that other than what you should be focusing on. Okay. Uh, uh, Allowing minors across the border because of climate change, according to Pelosi. Oh, that. Well, who cares what she has to say? To be honest with you. Yeah, where's the money for that coming from? How many kids do we have? Now, I think about this. So they got 16,000 illegals that they want to bring in here. We're going to take care. We'll take care of them. We don't take care of our own kids in this country. Look at all the kids that are out on the streets, living on the streets, not being taken care of. And there's a lot of agencies. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of agencies out there trying to help these kids, but it's like impossible. They can't. They can't even put a dent in things. We have huge, huge problems in this country. Okay, we're not going to fix everything overnight. It's not going to happen that way. But when they continue to play games, focus on other things, not take care of what needs to be taken care of, those are huge issues. That's just what it is. That's not going to change. It's not going to change. So again, what um, I think that we need to focus on what we can control. And what we can control is what affects us directly in our lives. A lot of this crap, and that's one of the reasons why I gave up television, because it was all crap. I got so tired of seeing it all the time. It was just, and I was like, I'm paying for this garbage. And so that was one of the reasons why I got rid of it. You know, today, again, and I don't mean to keep going back to today, but being on my property, being outside today, working on projects, I didn't think about anything except the project that I was working on. I didn't think of all the other nonsense that's going on around the world or anything else. I just focused on what I had control over today, and that was taking care of my business, cutting back the shrubbery all along the one side of the driveway. Started working on the other side of the driveway as well. Made a real big dent in that. Oh my God! Wait do you guys see that? You'll be like, oh my God. So again, if you have Twitter or Instagram, Prepper Nurse One, join me. You'll see the pictures and stuff like that. Like I said, I put up 4 pictures on Instagram. I did do 1 tweet on the other stuff. But as we continue to work on stuff outside, I'll be, throwing more pictures up on both of those sites. So definitely check those out. It's fun. I love doing this. This to me, it's hard work, but it doesn't feel like work, if that makes any kind of sense. I just, like I said, I enjoy it though. I really do. So anyway, let's do this really quickly. We are Legion because we are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge family, a huge network of brothers and sisters. Where is everybody from tonight? So let's do this. Okay, we have Texas. Southwest Florida, Oregon, Ontario, Canada, Southeast Wisconsin, Arizona, BC, Canada, North Carolina, Grand Island, Montreal, Canada, Beech Grove, Indiana, Cape Cod, Minnesota, Fort Myers, Florida, Alabama, Colorado, Massachusetts, Texas, Nevada, Western New York, Masonville, New York. We have Maryland, Texas again, Illinois, Connecticut, Southern Kentucky, Florida. We have Montana, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, Nowhere, Oklahoma, Endicott, New York, Missouri, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Indiana, Rochester, New York, Cambridge, Ontario, Jamestown, New York, York, Pennsylvania, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Newsom County, New Zealand, Kingdom, Arizona. We have Virginia, Cave Creek, Arizona, Maryland, Akron, Ohio, Michigan, Stevens Point, Wisconsin, London. We have Key West, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, England, and the UK. Welcome. It's late for you guys. Ulster Park, New York. Let's see. New Zealand again. It's probably late for you guys too. Las Vegas, Ohio, Sacramento, South Australia. Very cool. Mesa, Arizona, upstate South Carolina, Albion, New York, Old Stomping Ground, Kansas, Colorado. Let's see. West Virginia, Hollywood, California, upstate South Carolina again, the Trump train, Santa Monica, California. So, but yeah, again, guys, we're all over the states, all over the world. We're a huge family, a huge network of people, and again, if we work together, if we network, and again, speaking of networking, I'm still working on getting back to everybody. Again, if you want to be part of the Prepper Underground Railroad, shoot me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com. We have Troy, Vermont. That wasn't up there before. I didn't see that one. North Florida. But shoot me the email. I will get back to everybody in time. I promise. I get busy too. So, and here's the weird part. A lot of times I'm up early because of my dogs. Okay. So part of my problem is a lot of times I'd love to sit here at 8 o'clock and start making calls. Right. But if it's 8 o'clock here in New York, it's 5 in the morning in California. So you don't want me calling you at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm sure. So then by the time it gets a little bit later, I get caught up in doing other things. And then so yeah, I what I need to do, and honestly, what I really need to focus on is every day do 15 or 20 emails and just bang it off that way. And if I do that, I will get to everybody. But it's going to take some time. So just please be patient. If you have not heard from me about the Prepper Underground Railroad, I will get to you. I promise. And so anyway, what do we got here? Happiness comes from within and shines out. Raven Laughs just said that. You know what? And I'm going to tell you something that I thought was really, really interesting. And this is what my mother said to me many, many, many years ago. And it really drove home a point at that time in my life. And at that time in my life, I said, I don't believe in love. I said, I don't think love is real. I didn't. I was like so unhappy and just in everything. And my mom said to me at that point, she said, how can anyone else love you when you don't even love yourself? And I really thought about that because I overanalyze everything. Because of being a Gemini, which means I'm an air sign, and my rising sign and my moon sign are also air signs. So I think, and then I think a little bit more. So I overanalyze everything. So when people say things, or they'll make a point, I will process it. I will run it through and I will process things. And when my mom had said that to me, I said, you know what? She was right. I was not happy. I was not happy with myself. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. So, I needed to make changes to make myself feel better about me before anybody else could come into my life and be a part of my life. So that was really one of those defining moments. And, and I want you guys to think about this. Words have a tremendous amount of impact, and how you approach somebody and how you deal with different situations in life, negative or positive, can truly have a huge impact on somebody's life. Hey, Teresa, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. But it really does have a big influence on your life. And so think about that when you talk to people. Think about that on how you approach things. Again, it takes a minute to be kind. It takes just a second to give somebody that compliment to make them feel better, so they don't are not so down in those type of things. It just very little bit amount of time, very little, and we can all do that, and it's free. That's the best part. Telling somebody, I just did this the other day. A young lady was out, and I was in a grocery store or something, and she was doing her shopping or whatever, and I go, "Excuse me," and she turns around. I said, "I just want to tell you, I really like your haircut," and then I just walked away. But you could just see like that looked like what, but it takes that little effort, and maybe that made her day, maybe it didn't. I don't know, but um, just being decent to somebody. That's all. That's all it takes. So, anyway, hey Asif, I feel better after every chat here. Well, thank you, man. I do appreciate that. Like I said, we're a family. We really, truly are. We really are a family. So thank you for that. I want to thank my moderators. I do a lot of that, Ed. That's cool. That's very, very cool. I want to thank my moderators who do a fantastic job. Thank you, guys. You guys are the best. I appreciate you keeping the chats clean, which is absolutely awesome. So thank you for being here stream after stream, and supporting the channel. I do appreciate that as well. I appreciate everybody that's in the chats. It's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy that as well. You guys are the best. Again, we're a huge family. Here, a helicopter. Helicopters are going by outside. Um, Also, remember, guys, we are all in this together. We really, truly are. We are a big family, and we are one race called the human race. And I think if we can focus on that, how much we could accomplish working together, it would be absolutely amazing. It really, truly would be. And I think that that's what we should really try to work on. Also, remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. I think it is so important to tell people that you care about every single day how you feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, if you set realistic goals that you can meet, you can do it. And the only person that is going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. Again, I could not tell you how many times people told me I could not do what I did here. Okay. A lot of people told me what I could not do. And my reply was always the same, always the same. Watch me. And you know what? Here we are. June we'll start our 7th year off grid here at the homestead. And it's awesome. And I wouldn't trade it for anything, So anyway, guys, I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.